What is up, comic fam? Today, we're here with another Legion list. We're going to take a look at the awesome titles dropping this coming week and which ones are hitting my pool box. But before we do that, check this out. Give a big shout out to Big Time Collectibles, the channel sponsor who sponsors the monthly Legion Loot giveaway. If you're in the market for any exclusive variants, high-end ratios, or placing your FOC order, be sure to check out BigTimeCollectibles.com. You can also follow them on Instagram and Facebook. And also take a look at Justin Comics over on Instagram if you're in the need for any cleaning or pressing for as little as $10 a book. He can help you out, and you can also submit directly to CGC and CBCS. Be sure to use that promo code WeAreLegion and take advantage of that buy two get one free offer that we have running right now. All right, guys, we're back with another new comic book day. I'm really excited. This one seems to be a little bit smaller for me than the previous few have, which is definitely a relief around holiday time. So let's look at what titles are hitting my pool list. So first up, we got Detective Comics, issue number 1046. So as you see, this is a Fear State tie-in, and I said it last week when they said the finale of Fear State in the previous issue of Batman, hogwash. We still have to deal with Fear State for a couple of more weeks. We have the tie-in titles are going to be wrapping up. Harley Quinn is also dropping this week. That's going to be wrapping up its final Fear State tie-in, and so is Detective Comics, which in this one we've had Batman trying to save Mayor Nakano from an attack sent by Simon Saint himself. That was like 2 issues ago. The last issue was him just trying to catch up with the mayor in the sewers, dealing with some of the fallout from the God, who is that stupid Vile? The kind of a weird villain Vile. It's like this whole infection thing kind of reminded me of the vampires from Blade 2. But a bunch of little eggs were laying around in the sewers, and they're trying to fight for their lives and get out of the sewers. So hopefully this wraps up pretty quick. And it hasn't been that important of a tie-in. It really just showed that Mayor Nakano was unnecessarily jumping the gun and showing his bias toward all the masked vigilante characters because of the Joker War incidents. But the backup story in this one is Arkham Rising again. That was this is the second part of it. The first part was done in the last issue, and it was actually really interesting. So Arkham, after 8A, was destroyed, and now it's being rebuilt. And the Gotham City's population is really split on the issue. If they should rebuild in the same place, if they should rename it, rebrand it because of all the stigmas attached to Arkham. But Mayor Nakano was very adamant on trying to keep that name, keep it the same brand for his own reasons, which aren't bad reasons, just people disagree or some degree. But we're kind of getting to see some of the history of Arkham in it and the hauntings and stuff around that. And it was actually really interesting, done like a total horror story. And DC's kind of leaning into a lot of horror stuff lately with Task Force C, DC versus Vampires. You've got Arkham City, that Danny book with Dan Waters, which is phenomenal. And this is kind of in that same dark undertone. So I was enjoying that. So I am looking forward to the backup story in this one. Next up, this one was originally slated on the original list that I used to check titles for last week. So here it is again, Flash 776. We had Eclipso show up in the last issue. Wally finally hit the ground running after a bunch of issues of kind of reintroducing Wally as Flash to current readers. And we got to see him face off with a bunch of his rogues gallery and beyond. But Eclipso landed, the glaive is there, and it looks like there's going to be big trouble getting built with that whole story arc. But before we do that, Dr. Fate is showing up to take this book to a next level meta storytelling. So you can tell from the cover with him just peeling the cover itself back that it's about to get kind of comical. It already reminds me of how you expect to read Ambush Bug in titles, just breaking the fourth wall and having a lot of fun with it, or the way that the Batman Superman title ended in those last few issues. So I'm highly looking forward to this. This Flash series has been excellent for me. It's just good, fun comic storytelling, and I'm ready for this first real story arc to really take off. Next one, and this is a big one for me. I am a diehard Hulk fan, and I'm so nervous about Donny Cates taking over this title. So the new creative team on the Hulk series will be Donny Cates as the writer and Ryan Otley doing the art. The art looks fantastic. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is vastly different than what we were used to seeing in the Immortal Hulk run, which is good. This is a new era, a new series. So I like that they're taking that in a different direction, but I am not confident with Donny Cates with ongoing series like this. I do not like what he did with Venom. I know a lot of people speak highly about that series. It had a lot of hype around it, a lot of spec around it. But I'm hoping to God he doesn't do to Hulk what he did to Venom and make him unrecognizable to what the core of the character is. So I'm not saying that it's going to be bad. I do like his writing. I enjoyed God Country. Crossover has actually hit its second stride, and it's really strong right now. But, man, I'm nervous. We've seen from those initial images that the Hulk is riding around in space with a jetpack and a unitard or in a goofy version of a Weapon X helmet. So who knows what the hell he's doing. The whole solicitation to this is that he's angrier or madder than ever, and maybe the Hulk's not the problem behind it. Oh, I don't know if he's trying to redefine the Hulk so that he has the strongest Hulk that there's ever been. We've seen the World Breaker Hulk. We've seen the Breaker of World Hulks. I mean, we've seen the Devil Hulk in the Immortal Hulk series, so I don't know what he's going to do to try to lament his own Hulk into the mythos. But, man, say I'm nervous is an understatement. I'm definitely hopeful. I'm going to be picking up this series, good, bad, or indifferent, not bailing on the Hulk. I just hope to God that he knocks it out of the park. And there are tons of variants for this book, and I don't have any that I'm showing here, but I do have a few on the way that I did pre-order. So I am looking forward to getting those in. And let's take a look. The next book we have up is the finale to Batman Reptilian from DC's Black Label imprint. So this book right here took a turn for the outrageous. Not in a bad way. It's just so off the wall. It's so bizarre. So Garth Ennis is writing this. Liam Sharp's artwork remained to be amazing. Just absolutely haunting. He's got such a versatile style. He did this book right here. But he did Green Lantern season 2. He did that cover right there. He's doing the 3 issues in Batman Catwoman right now. And all those styles look so drastically different. Like he really knows how to use his art to really emphasize the writing, and he's doing that in spades in this book. But Batman, Killer Croc are facing off against this reptilian menace that has been plaguing Gotham and slaughtering people left and right. Batman, man, he's stone cold in this book. Like he's putting people in harm's way to lure this thing out, and it's on the way. And I'm excited to see how it ends and to see what kind of twisted storytelling we have in store for us in this final issue. So here's one that's definitely coming off my pool list. I have absolutely decided. I've been on the fence with this series coming off my pool list for a while now, but House of Slaughter #2 is coming out. I know a lot of people speak high praise of this book, but it is just not for me. That first 10, 12 issues I thought were really good if you read it as a collected volume. On a monthly basis, this book is just a tough read. The pacing is just horrible. It's just so many pointless issues, and then they'll just dump you with like all this information and stuff. This series was never meant to be an ongoing series. It was just a one shot or a couple issues originally that it did well. So they stretched it and expanded it. Then it did even better on the secondary market. So they just started pumping more and more out. So it's a story running off no clear original direction, and it really shows. But I know people are still hyped about it. I don't understand it whatsoever. I know that it's been optioned and everybody wants to own a piece of the next Walking Dead. And I'm just trying to read a good book. If it pans out to be a good book, I'll be able to go back and read it. But right now, it ain't hitting on nothing. So I'm going to read this one digitally probably. I think I should have one in my pool box actually from where I was already on it. But if I do, I'm going to get that one. Then I'm dropping it off my pool and just going digital from there if I even choose to keep up with it on a monthly basis for reviewing purposes. But this one is staying on my pool list for sure, and that is Superman 78, #4 of 6. So Vendetti has knocked this out the park. It continues to deliver so big. So in that last issue, we saw that Brainiac actually got Superman up on his ship. He shrank him down in a violent, cinematic fashion, and he put him in Kandor, the glass bottled city of Kandor, stolen from Krypton by Brainiac before the planet self-destructed. So, but what this book has done differently that I have not seen before is his parents are actually in Kandor, that they survived Krypton exploding due to Brainiac taking up the city of Kandor. So Clark has actually gotten to meet his parents for the first time, and there were some really heartfelt, very entertaining conversations that he had between him and his mother, as well as the dynamic between him and his dad, who feels like a failure to his son because they're all still stuck in there. So I'm excited to see how they get out of there with it only being a 6-issue series. I do expect them to move past this plot point pretty quickly and Superman attempt to save his parents. And I'm very interested to see that in this extended universe for the Superman movie, if his parents are going to continue to be alive beyond the bottled city of Kandor or beyond this story and exist in there. I think that's something huge that if they decided to, after the 6 issues, revisit this title and keep it going, I would definitely be in for that. And it would be cool to see how that dynamic works moving forward. So next up, I would pick this issue 1 up to see if it was something that I would like to try. And I enjoyed it, and it doesn't really serve any point existing other than just being fun, and it was. So we saw in that first issue where Green Arrow put on an aqua pack and went underwater to Atlantis to go address the King of Atlantis himself, who's not even the King of Atlantis in current DC continuity, but he gets there and it looks like they've been Freaky Friday. It was Arthur Curry as Green Arrow, and you have Ollie as Aquaman. So they've been body swapped, and they're trying to figure out how, why, and who done it. So there's this shadowy organization called Scorpio that was running all these test experiments in the last issue where they were tampering with time to try to reach into different time eras and steal stuff or whatever. The main guy running the project accidentally got infused with a dinosaur. So as you see, it gets wild. It gets really wild, but it seems like it's going to be fun. A little bit off the walls, but I'm going to give this second one a shot as well. I enjoyed that first one enough that I'll definitely be checking this one out. So next, and I think it's the final one on my list this week, from Frank Gogol, and I forget the publisher, but Unborn, issue number 3. This is the penultimate issue. So there's only 4 issues in this series, and this has been sci-fi horror goodness right here. As you can tell, that looks like a homage to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Doni Montez cover. So Frank Gogol was slated to start on a Power Ranger book called Power Rangers Universe issue 1, which is pictured here, and it'll be coming out December 29th. You will not find him on the credits of that because he got canceled. He had accusations accused of him that as soon as the accusations came out, he was canceled by Boom, and then everything came to light, and he was cleared of any wrongdoing tenfold, and he still has not been credited for his work on that Power Rangers book. He was taken off their projects. Boom has not tried to right that wrong. I haven't seen any official apology to Frank Gogol or anything of the sort, but he's still writing this book, and it seems like those accusations and the way that these companies just jumped the gun and responded to him really hurt this man's career. And it's pretty pathetic how that can happen so quickly. So I'm excited to see if Boom steps up and does the right thing and addresses that situation and how they handled it. But in the meantime, we have Unborn to read, which is a team of space rangers, not like Power Rangers, like rangers, like the normal sense of the word. But they've been tasked to go out to this planet where they're trying to mine for minerals, essential elements there to keep population going back home. And they were attacked by an alien species that pretty much infects you and transforms you into a monster, and it kind of like forms you into whatever materials you're touching. So that last issue, they faced heavy casualties on the team, and it kind of ended on that cliffhanger. So I'm excited to see how it goes moving forward, because in this book, we've learned one thing, and that's that dead does not mean that you're dead forever. So I'm excited to see how it plays out for sure. And these covers have been wicked. They've all had their own color palette to them. The first one was orange. The second one was purple, and now this one's blue, and that's such a wicked cover. So that's all that I have on my guaranteed pull and read list for this week. I do want to give a big thank you to all the channel members who have joined the Legion of Comics channel membership. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And do you have anything else? Blah, blah, blah. Give a big shout out to the Augusta Book Exchange, where I pick up my comics every week. They are the keepers of my comics, the guardians of my pool box. They make sure that everything I'm looking for is safe and secure, waiting on me when I get there every week. You'll find no better customer service anywhere. So if you're ever in the Augusta area, be sure to hit them up. Stop by there. Tell Paul and Donna hello. Let them know that we are Legion. And if you want to know what my top pick for this coming week is going to be, head over to the Comic Vets channel, give him a subscribe, turn on those notification bells, because every Sunday he drops a collaboration video we do where we both give you one pick for this coming week's new comic book day and tell you why you should consider picking it up. So until next time, guys, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.